Happy late Thanksgiving to everyone. Jason had most of the week off last week, so I did not make a week 12 video. So this is kind of going to be week 12 and 13. But basically all I'm going to be talking about is my NT scan, which I had done and got the results yesterday. Real quick, I'll just go over symptoms. Nothing's really changed, still just a light cramping here and there. I haven't felt as tired. I'm still like ready for bed at 11:30, but throughout the day I'm not like falling asleep. So that's getting better. I think I'm officially in my second trimester now. It's Tuesday the 27th, so I am 13 weeks and 2 days today. So we'll go over my NT scan. So I had that on Monday the 19th, and it went fairly good. I didn't know my bladder was supposed to be full, which I don't even know if it would have mattered. They went in, she had to press really hard to even really get a picture, and even then it wasn't like super clear, to the point that my eyes were watering. Jason thought I was crying. But no, my eyes were watering because she was pushing so hard and I was in pain. And she said she was going to have me drink some water and then come back. Well, first of all, as soon as she got the baby on the screen, it like jumped. You know, it did the little like bounce where it kind of looks like it pushes off its back. And I was kind of ready for it to be moving around, but Jason was not. And his reaction was cute, but it was cool. To see the baby moving. It was the first time, so that was exciting. So she had me go out and drink some water, and then said they would come back for me in 20 minutes. So I don't know that it was a full 20 minutes, but so someone else then came out and got me, and went back and tried again. She wasn't pressing as hard, but still couldn't really get a great shot. I guess she got enough for what she needed, but I've looked at some ultrasounds where it's like this crystal clear, beautiful picture, and mine was not so much. I actually had some trouble knowing what I was even looking at half the time. So I did see the heartbeat, and she got one of the first few like face shots that she got. I could see the nasal bone, so that was good. And then she did the measurements for the back of the neck. I don't remember what that's called. But she did that, and they were all, I don't even think, maybe one of them was like 1 centimeter, but they were all like under a centimeter. So they were good. That is supposed to be under 2.5 centimeters is what they're looking for. Anything above 2.5 is what's considered abnormal. So that was all normal and good. And then I got a few videos and a couple pictures. The pictures aren't great. I said on my Facebook that the face shot, which I think it's a face shot, I can't tell like if it's from the side or what it is, but it looks to me like the face of like a cartoon praying mantis and like ants or a bug's life or whatever. That's probably horrible to say, but that's just what it looks like to me. I'm going to put a quick little video in here of the baby kind of jumping. I have 4 videos, so I'll probably do another one at the end. But here's a quick little video of that. Okay, so that's pretty much it as far as the scan goes. It was much better experience. She explained, she said, here's this, here's that, and it was much better. So, and it lasted quite a while because, of course, she's looking for the shots. The measurements, one was, I was 12 weeks in 1 day. One said 11 weeks, 5 days. One said 11 weeks, 6 days, and one said 12 weeks. But it wasn't a really clear picture, and I have no idea how she could even see where the butt was for her to like end the shot. So I don't think it was a horribly accurate measurement. And I don't know if that changes like the results as far as like the size. I don't really think so. But anyway, so I got my results yesterday, and I wasn't really worried about it because everything looked great and all the measurements were right and everything. But she didn't leave a message when she called. They called from a block number, which I was just getting out of the shower and I didn't know who it was and I didn't answer. So, they didn't leave a message. Or I'm sorry, she did leave a message, but just for me to call her. And then when I called, sometimes like just the receptionist or whoever will say, "Oh, it's good, blah blah blah." She said, "Oh, she's busy. I'll have her call you." And then it took like hours, and then I'm like, "Well, why didn't she just leave a message? Why didn't the receptionist just tell me?" Like, started freaking out. Anyway, so she finally called back, and they're checking for 2 or 3 things. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but it's trisomy, something like that. I think there's 2. There's 16 and 18. I think they're just checking for the 18, but they might be checking for both. But this is definitely for the 18, might be for both. There we have a 1 in 10,000 shot of that, whatever. So that's really good. I think that's the one that's supposed to be above 1 in 4,000. I don't really know a whole lot about that one. But she said that was really good. And then, apparently, for the trisomy 21 or Down syndrome, my HCG levels were really, really high. She said they were in the 99th percentile. And she said anything below a 1 in 270, they consider, like a 1 in 270 chance, they consider a positive or higher risk, or however you want to word it. So mine was 1 in 68. So of course they start freaking out. She said, well, that's only 1 to 2%, somewhere in between there. And she told me that there was, I told her, we discussed before, I don't want to do the amnio. For me, I just feel like it's too invasive. I don't want to take the chance. So we already discussed that I didn't really want to do that. And I immediately was like, why did I do this test? Because I'm not going to act on it. I'm not going to end the pregnancy if the baby has Down syndrome. I am not going to do the amnio, which is the only way to 100% know. So now I've got this kind of positive result, and I'm just like, maybe? So I'm thinking in the future, I will not do this test. So anyway, then she told me about a test that is, they take my blood and they can test the baby's DNA from my blood. But it's still not 100%. It still has false positives. I kind of looked it up online, and the couple things I read, I wasn't that impressed with the results. One person had even said that their doctor had said not to do it because it had so many false positives, and it's a fairly new test. So I don't think I'm going to do any more testing because, like I said, I'm not going to act on it. It doesn't really matter. It is what it is, basically. And I'm not really a worrier, so I'm hoping I can just kind of let this go and go on with it. And plus, the other reason why it really calmed me down is immediately I go to the internet and I start looking up stuff because, I don't really, I knew we were looking at, I didn't know what the blood work was looking for at all, like what could be an indicator or anything. So when she said that part of it, I had no idea, like, I'd never heard anything about that affecting it. So immediately looked on the internet and I found tons and tons of people, most people, who said that their HCG level was high. The baby was completely fine. And some of them, the risks were like even higher than what mine were. So I didn't get the numbers from her on the phone. I didn't really know to get the numbers from her. But then as I was looking online and all these people are saying their numbers and what their HCG level was, I'm like, well, I'd like to know that. So I actually had an appointment this morning, already scheduled, just my monthly checkup. So I asked my midwife then and I guess my free beta HCG was 257.55, and my mom, it's like capital M, lowercase o, capital M, was 4.73. I did see online that the like mom one or whatever is the one that I think is supposed to be under 2.5, and don't quote me on any of this because this is just from real quick little research on the internet. On forums, and who knows if that's even correct information. So that's what the levels are. So anybody who has any experience with this, or if you had a high HCG level, you know, what was your outcome? If you want to share that with me, that would be great. I would really appreciate it. As far as the heart rate at the NT scan, it was 146, so that was good. It was the 186 at the very first ultrasound, and of course, you know, it slows down a little after whatever, once it's like fully developed. So so that was normal. They had slowed down, and then today they just did the Doppler, and it was 160. And she, oh, one thing I forgot to say. The reason why I was saying it was hard for them to see anything is they said that they're pretty sure that I have a tilted uterus, and part of me was wishing they would have just done the vaginal ultrasound and stop pushing so hard on my stomach. But I didn't really know what that meant, and she was the second person that had asked me that, and I'm like, no one's ever like for sure told me that, but it's a very good possibility. And she said, yeah, it looks like it, you know, because drinking water didn't really help, and just the position, and the only spot she'd get was like way over on the side by my hip bone, was the only like good shot they could really get. Granted, I also carry a lot of my fat in my stomach, so I think that may have had something to do with it also. But anyway, so I'm pretty sure I have a tilted uterus. Fun times. But then today with the Doppler, it took her forever to find the heartbeat, which I'm glad she said this might take a minute, so since it's so early, so don't freak out. But then it kept taking longer and longer. I'm like, okay, where is it? But she finally got it, and it was 160, so that's good. So my next appointment is December 27th, and I guess there is another blood test they can do that tests for, I forgot what it's called. I'll put a little annotation because I really just, spina bifida, that's what it is. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I'll probably talk to Jason. I haven't really looked into it. I feel like I'm not going to do it because, like I said before, I'm not going to act on anything, and there's no reason for me to freak out again. So, I think that's pretty much it. I feel like I'm starting to show a little bit, like, as my uterus is moving up, but she said, I thought it was much higher than it is, because that was the other thing that the midwife did today, was, like, she felt like where the top of my uterus was. She's like, well, here's the top. I'm like, oh, it's still really low. So, yeah. Dying to find out what the sex is. I really want to know before Christmas. Don't know if that's going to happen or not, but hopefully. Okay, so that is it, and I will see everyone next week. I'm really going to try to not skip any more weeks. I will put a picture of the ultrasound and of my belly shot at the end of this, and I'll see everybody later. Bye.